Greetings, good people. Welcome back to the channel. All right, Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives reality TV show on VH1. You guys know that she used to date, unfortunately, James Timothy Norman, who is the son of Miss Robbie Montgomery. You know, they were on the reality show Welcome to Sweetie Pies. You guys should know who Tim Norman is, right? Well, you know, Tim Norman is locked up because he is being accused of orchestrating the plot that ended his nephew's life for insurance money. Okay. So his trial is actually scheduled for next month, September 6th to be exact. And his name is circulating along with his mother's name, who decided to find the time to sue a YouTuber. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Jennifer Williams recently sat down with Carlos King. You guys know that Carlos King has his podcast, and he interviewed Jennifer. They had a conversation, and she talked about Tim Norman and basically how she saw that he was crazy. Okay, she went on to talk about how he had a bad temper, all of this stuff we already know. Their relationship ended with restraining orders. It was messy. I'm glad that Jennifer Williams was able to get out unharmed. All right. So according to Showbiz Cheat Sheet, and I did see a snippet of the podcast, Jennifer Williams, she basically said, I'm going to read this article. She says that Tim Norman basically showed signs of a bad temper. And she says that the relationship was riddled with jealousy. I could see that. And she admits, though, that she was a little bit surprised by Tim's involvement in the taking of his nephew's life. And I don't understand how you could be surprised, but you probably don't think that someone would do something so horrific. So I kind of get where she's coming from. So she says, you know, despite seeing a dark side to Tim Norman, that she never imagined that he would be capable of such a crime. So just to kind of catch you up, you guys should know about what's going on. Tim Norman's 21-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery, his life was taken back in 2006. Now, the ordeal did play out on the own reality TV series, Welcome to Sweetie Pies. And shortly afterward, Tim and Jennifer, they began dating, and she made several appearances on the show, Welcome to Sweetie Pies, right? Now, they split up after a year, and Jennifer Williams, she accused Tim of stalking her and was granted an order of protection. Now, he denied, of course, such claims and claimed that she was bitter about their breakup and she was angry that she was no longer going to be on reality television, right? Despite such, Jennifer says that she was shocked by the charges that were brought up against Tim Norman. All right. Now, on Instagram, Chronicle Speaks, shout out to Chronicle Speaks, was so gracious enough to post this to her IG. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press play, but I'm not going to play the audio. Okay. We don't want cousin Carlos sending any strikes over here. All right. So you guys make sure you check out the full episode of this podcast. I highly recommend it. So I'm not going to unmute the sound, but I am going to read from this article that did a great job of basically reiterating everything that Jennifer said, just to put some motion on the screen. So Jennifer says, I saw a side of him that was crazy, hence all of this court stuff, but I never in a million years would have thought that he would put a hit out on his nephew. Now, I had gone to St. Louis, and he had walked me down the street where his nephew's life was taken, and his father's life was taken on the next street over years prior. This is what she told Carlos King. Again, the name of the podcast is Reality with the King. She goes on to say, and so he's walking me down the street and telling me the story, and so when everything comes out, I'm like, wait a minute, this is crazy as hell, because I remember him taking me to this street where the nephew's life was taken. Okay, so I tell people this. I definitely saw a crazy side of him with him stalking me, and he was very jealous. Now, she says that her split from Norman came after a violent outburst that she experienced with him while out at a restaurant in LA. In this clip here, that's what she's basically talking about. The incident scared her so much that she says that she ended things with him. So she says, we were at Pink Taco in LA and sitting at a booth, and it was a booth that extended, and there was another table, and there was a TV to my right, and I'm looking at the TV, and there were some guys at the table next to us. The guy was looking, and he goes ape shit crazy. Next thing I know, he takes his forearm, basically is about to flip the table. I was mortified. This is what Jennifer is telling Carlos King on his podcast. And Jennifer says that, Tim Norman, he did stay the night at her house that night after the date. And she claims that he left to go to the gym the next day and began sending her articles about body language, insinuating that she was enticing the men at Pink Taco with her body language. And she specifically said that Tim Norman pointed out how Jennifer's legs were crossed, basically trying to say that her legs were crossed and pointed in the direction of the men that were sitting at the table next to them. So she was kind of enticing the men to look at her. And he went crazy, and he just like cleared the table with his forearm and started getting loud and real ghetto. Bad temper. So Jennifer later says that in retrospect, she entered into a relationship with Norman because she was grieving the death of her mother. She does admit that, he was there for her and very attentive, but now views it as possessive. So when Jennifer was first granted the order of protection, many fans of Tim agreed with him that, she was bitter about their breakup and lying about the stalking allegations. But she says since details of his arrest and past have come forward, she feels vindicated. So you know what they do. They turn around and say that Jennifer was a gold digger and she was using Tim to get on reality TV. That doesn't make any sense because Jennifer Williams was on reality TV before Tim was, right? I'm not crazy, am I? Anyway, speaking of Tim, there's whispers going on around social media. Not really whispers, but it is being said that Tim Norman, or being reported that Tim Norman was put in solitary confinement. Why? Listen, I didn't dig too deep into the details. I kind of skimmed through a video and skimmed through some comments. But what's being said is that he was put in solitary confinement. His lawyer is not happy about that. He violated something. He had a cell phone and he was communicating on the cell phone and he shouldn't have been, or he was trying to look up discovery evidence. Don't get me the line on here. All right. So that's the latest. Hopefully more information will become available. I know Chronicles Speaks does a fantastic job of getting her hands on transcripts and breaking things down. So I'm parked in the driveway, Chronicles, and waiting on the tea to be dropped, because she did post to her community tab right here on YouTube that she got her hands on some information, and she's asking if we want a Tim Norman update. And yeah, we do want a Tim Norman update, Chronicle Speaks. So I will be waiting on that. But yeah, while Miss Robbie is out here suing YouTubers, you might want to stay out of the limelight as much as possible, because your dear son is doing a fantastic job of running your brand and name into the ground all by himself. So I think that money should be spent for you to kind of maybe rebrand and keep your name afloat instead of suing content creators on YouTube. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about Jennifer Williams sharing her experiences? Let me know if you heard that Tim was tossed into solitary confinement. Do you care? Are you like me and you're just waiting for the trial to start so that Andre Montgomery can get some sort of justice? Okay. I'm happy that Jennifer, made it out of that relationship safe and sound, and hopefully she can just, increase. Hopefully her discernment will be increased. It can happen to anyone, but I'm glad that she was able to leave the relationship unharmed. And Carlos King did ask her if Tim ever put his hands on her, and she said no. She said absolutely not. So thank God for that. All right, Royal Family, can't wait to read your comments. Drop down in the comments and share your thoughts. I'm signing off. I love you for watching. As always, until next time, peace.